I often think when I get up to speak, what's the best thing to say, and the truth is always the best. So I have to tell you that I hardly ever do anything in the evening, as you said. I get up at 4 in the morning, and it means that I hardly do any speaking engagements. And I was going through the speaking requests, came across the letter from Paul, and actually was so moved and taken by what he said, I felt that I really wanted to be part of this evening and part of his book launch. So that's the honest truth. I know more than most what it feels like to have something taken away from you. And when I read Paul's story, I thought, I go out and speak to young kids all the time, particularly transition year students, and I tell them mediocrity doesn't wash. If your parents or your teachers are telling you that you can be mediocre, you just can't. Because nowadays, if you want to get on, you have to dazzle. You really have to come into me as a prospective employer, and you have to be better than everybody else. You have to convince me that you're the most important person in my organisation, and you're going to make it better just by walking in the door. And so often I see young people slumping in a chair in front of me, and they think that because they've got a few A levels or they've got their leaving cert, that that's going to be sufficient. So I tell people all the time, when's the last time you dazzled? Did you all wake up this morning dazzling? I doubt it. And I say, remember the moment when you met the person that you loved the most in your life. If you were lucky enough, you saw them across a room and you dazzled. You went over, and those of you who are women, you flicked your hair, you looked into his eyes, you told him jokes, you wanted to be witty and clever and intelligent, and all you men, you were millionaires. Oh boy, you are like Paul, except he is a pilot, but you all pretend you are. And you dazzled, you lit yourself up from the inside out. And you know what? For most of us, for the rest of our lives, we don't dazzle. We just slink our way through the day. After 15 cups of coffee, we can just about bear to talk to the person next to us. So I was intrigued when I read Paul's story, because here's a man who was defined not by something that was taken away from him, but by something that he had inside himself. He grew up as older brother, 2 sisters in the room, actually surrounded by women, delighted that he followed in his mother's footsteps rather than his father's. And you know what? Something happened to him when he was 20. A lot of other people would allow that to define their lives. He didn't allow it. He actually, I think, became a better person because of what happened to him. He went on to do things that were quite extraordinary, that most of us, if one of those things were our proud boast, we would be thrilled. But to go on, go back into work, and work his way up to MD over the course of 20 years, running Hamilton Osborne King, selling it on to Savills, being part of a great business success story, not just one book, 2 books, by the way. #1 bestseller in, what was the soccer song?
Yeah, 94.
Okay, Bono impersonator. At the age of 40, decides he's going to be a pilot, the only person in the world, double amputee, who went on to be a pilot. He's now a motivational speaker. So when I say to you that life is not defined by what you don't have. I meet people all the time that tell me they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have degrees, they don't have luck in life. Life is defined by what you have inside yourself. Even though I don't do any speaking engagements in the evening, when I read Paul's story, I felt that we were very much alike. That he had done something in his life that was quite extraordinary. He's not finished yet. He's got a new chapter which he's just about to embark upon. It's not in this book, by the way. And he's never ever allowed anybody to tell him that he is limited in any way. And he's still not finished fulfilling his potential. So all of you out there, regardless as to what age you are, never ever allow the next chapter in your life to be about slinking into what you did before. Because here's a man who's proven to you that at every age in your life, you can actually fulfill something. And I am tremendously proud, Paul, to officially launch your book, Small Steps.
Thank you, Norah.
Stand up here, we get